Hey guys, Deathletter Magic here, and they're back at it again. We all knew this was coming. In fact, I think they even hinted at it. Well, by hinted, I think they said early 2021 we're going to release Historic Anthology IV. It's not really a hint. But yeah, they really did some damage to Historic with the first three. They added some pretty toxic stuff, and my memory really doesn't include things I don't give a crap about, like the Historic format, but I think they had to ban some of the cards already. Either that or they should have. That I can assure you. So, it starts out with, are you a fan of MTG Arena? No. So thanks for watching, everybody. Okay, anyway. And feeling slightly jealous of our Time Spiral remastered previews? No. I mean, would I like to draft it on Arena? Yeah. Would I actually pay money to do it? No. Well, pack your bags for a trip to the past on MTG Arena. Historic lovers, that literally nobody. That can't be anybody at this point. A lot of people are like, I'm so fed up with Standard. At least if I'm going to play bonkers, ridiculous, high-level, high-powered, fast crap, I'll at least play Historic, because whatever. You know, because the decks don't rotate. I kind of get it. If somebody wants to establish that, kind of makes sense. But does anybody really play Historic and love it? I mean, really, like, look what you're playing against. Look what most people in high ranked are playing. Are you happy with that? Are you happy you're playing against that? Come on, be honest. Anyway, Historic lovers, your time has come. Historic Anthology IV adds 25 cards to MTG Arena, adding to decks you already know, which is usually the problem, and unlocking exciting new strategies. Which honestly is usually the other problem. So these, and I can't even stress how bad the first three were for the format. There are cards in there that are just single-handedly ruining the format, and there's multiple of them. It's driven more people away from Historic than you could possibly imagine. I mean, nobody has anything nice to say about the first three anthologies, and keep in mind, it costs 4,000 gems to pick this up all at once. Yikes, that's a lot. So yeah, you could pick it up for 25,000 gold, but boy, you'd lose 25 packs then. So, I mean, you're really kind of burning your wild cards. It almost is costing you gems then at that point, because you'd almost have to make up the difference with, you know, pack spot for gems. So the bundle will be available from March 11th to June 10th. I thought it was basically forever. I thought you could still buy Anthology 1, but I guess not. But of course, after that, they say players will still be able to craft these cards using wild cards of the appropriate rarity after this date. And remember, they were going to charge you 2 wild cards to unlock these. And then they went back on that because people hated them for it. So they're reminding you that it will only be legal in Historic, which, you know, makes it a pretty big waste of money, but whatever. The real question is, I mean, these are all 5 colors. They're very drastically different strategies. Why would anybody buy all these? Because why would anybody need all of these? Why would anybody even need 20% of these? You know, just unlock a couple with your wild cards and, you know, proceed with your life. You know, I don't get it. Or just do what I do and never play Historic ever. I will say, though, Historic Brawl. Now, that is the thing, okay? That's probably better than standard-based Brawl right now. And your deck never rotates out, so... I mean, you get some higher level stuff, higher power, but Brawl by its singleton nature is a lot lower powered. And they're still kind of occasionally pretending like they give a crap about managing the ban list properly in the meta for that format. So, hey. So, we've got, first up, some juicy new additions to White. Triumphant Reckoning. Okay, haven't heard of that card, but it's 9 cost. Return all artifact, enchantment, and planeswalker cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. I mean, you could just pay 9 in black and you get to grab every creature out of every graveyard. Just saying, Rise of the Dark Realms, but that's not legal in Historic, I don't think. But yeah, I mean, this is like a great equalizer. I mean, unless you're trying to do self-mill into ramp into this, you know, like as a dumb glass cannon gimmick. This is more like, oh, you thought you got me? You blew up my board wipe? You're running a control deck here? Have this, assuming it doesn't get countered. You know, if you're going to do this, why not put on the spell, this cannot be countered? Just saying. I mean, if this is a big turnaround and somebody just, 2-cost counterspell, no, that's not really what you want to happen, because this is your last chance to win the game in all likelihood if you're actually casting this. So anyway, next up, Deck and Stone. Huge card. This is like a $15 card when it was in Standard. So it's from Shadows, exile target creature, and all other creatures its controller controls with the same name as that creature. That player investigates for each non-token creature exiled this way. Nice. Very nice. I mean, for 2, You can take out a whole row of something. I mean, really degenerate cloning decks and token dump decks and all that. You can get rid of all of them with this card. So that's like a modern grade card. I mean, it's really good. Next up, I guess they're just trying to add Investigate for some reason. Okay, I thought they were going to add like Shadows Remastered 2 Arena anyway, so I don't really see the point of this, especially with it being a common and not a very good card. Although, I mean, it's a 1-2 for 1 and then you investigate, so it's not that bad, but it's really nothing too special, but okay. Now, they did add Mr. Adored Pouncer, one of the most loved cards from HOU. It's a 1-1 for 2, but it has double strike, and then you can eternalize it for 5, and it brings it back as, what the hell was eternalized? 4-4? 3-3? 5-5? I don't remember. Whatever it was, it still has double strike, so it's big. So it's like, yeah, or maybe it's a 2-2. I don't know. Maybe it's card specific. I totally don't remember how eternalize worked. It was a 4-4, wasn't it? I could check, but, can't be bothered, as they say. But yeah, this card's awesome. I love it. Mega Kitty. Then we got Spider Spawning. Okay. That's an Innistrad card. Create a 1-2 green spider creature token with reach for each creature card in your graveyard, and then flashback off color for 7. So, I mean, for 5, okay, cool. 1-2s aren't that great. They have reach. Neat. I mean, even if you brought out 10 of these, like, are you going to win the game with a bunch of 1-2s? Probably not. But if you do something else with them, like a Death Trigger or, I don't know, boost them all in swing or something, okay, I could see it. So if you're playing some kind of Golgari thing, you could consider that. And then think twice, draw a card, flashback 3. Just enables control decks, really. Not much more to say about that. You could play it outside of that. Just, why would you? Now it's like, why? Why would they do this? Why would they put Merit Leisure Slumber in here? What is the point of that? So let's read them in order, I guess. Iceberg Cantrix or Cancrix? Why can't I read today? So it's a 0-4 for 2. It's a Snow Crab. Sounds delicious. And whenever another snow permanent enters the battlefield under your control, you may have target player mill 2 cards. Oh, good. Mill assistance in snow. That's not 2 toxic things put together at all. Why would they do this? People hate mill in Historic. They should be banning mill, not reinforcing it. So Merit Leisure Slumber, if you're not familiar, this is part of a degenerate combo that had to be banned, actually. So now they're trying to throw that into standard, apparently, or Historic. I don't think there's a way to do the combo, but whenever Merit Leisure Slumber or another snow permanent enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. Nice. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 10 or more snow permanents, sacrifice Merit Leisure Slumber. If you do, create Merit Leisure, a legendary 2020 black avatar creature token. I've never heard it phrased like that. With flying and indestructible. So there you go. There was like a turn 2 combo with this, and I think they had to nerf that from Modern, something like that. Nerf. They banned it, let's be honest. Then we've got the Sword of Body and Mind. That's huge. That's insane. So +2/+2, protection from green and blue. Cool. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you create a 2/2 green wolf creature token, and that player mills 10 cards. More mill assistance, but I mean, would you really play this in a mill deck? Maybe. I mean, put it on the crab and swing and see what happens, I guess. I don't know. I doubt it. It's an interesting one. I would have picked a different sword, but whatever. It's neat. Then we got Goblin Cavalier. It's a 1-1 for 1 with trample because we needed more red rush in our lives, and it gets +2/+0 for each equipment attached to it. So that mixed with some recently printed cards, especially Kaldheim, is batshit crazy. Next up, Bone Splitter. It's a 1-drop, 1 equip +2 artifact to make red rush and red white artifact even worse, or red white equipment, I should say. And nobody throws vehicles in, but we've got, oh yes, Torment of Scarabs. Oh, I love it. I'm acting like I give a crap or play Historic, but I can get excited for you if you're that person. All 1% of you. But yeah, Torment of Scarabs is a hot card. It's an aura curse and you enchant target player. So at the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, that player loses 3 life unless they sack a non-land permanent or discard a card. Oh yeah. It gets down there. You throw this on turn 4, it's going to be a bad rest of the game. And this is one where I agree with it not being legendary, by the way. Then we got Flameblade Adept from Amonkhet. It's a 1-2 for 1 with Menace, and whenever you cycle or discard a card, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Because they want to promote the cycling deck in Historic. Really? because people aren't sick of that. It's like, do they even have a concept of what people like and don't like? People like fair, middle length games where it doesn't feel like a gimmick or like a coin flip. So no glass cannon win cons, no, oh, my combo didn't go off, I forfeit, and it's not even a real match. No, oh, look, it's turn 3 and I've already lost. No, oh, it's mill hyper control and I don't even get to play my deck. People don't like that. They should know at this point people don't like that. They've mentioned that people don't like those things in former ban announcements. I mean, what more do I have to say to these people to get them to stop, putting in dumb stuff into Historic? But we've already seen some pretty degenerate, glass cannon crap, but it gets worse. Faith of the Devoted. Whenever you cycle or discard a land, you may pay 1. If you do, each opponent loses 2 life and gains 2 life. That is huge. 3 is a little bit slow for a cycling deck, but if you go red, white, black, you can get some stuff done with this right here. I mean, the you gain 2 life thing is huge. That's absolutely giant. Then we got more elves because we had to take Elf Tribal and Elf Ball in Keldheim and make it worse. So we got Abomination of Landowner. You probably know what this does already. It's Vigilance, Menace, and the number of elves you control in play and the number of elves in your graveyard together is its power and toughness. So no matter what you do, this thing gets bigger, and the more you kill of their other creatures, the worse this gets. And it has Vigilance and Menace. Pretty tough card for 3. Pretty damn good. A little too good, in my opinion. Then we got Lice, or Liz, or Liz, or I don't know. Alana, is that her last name? Is Liz a title? I don't know. Huntmaster. Or no, they're from Alana, probably. But there's no comma. Actually, there should be a comma either after the first word or the second word. Okay, anyway. It's a 4-cost elf warrior. Whenever you cast an elf spell, create another damn elf. I mean, because why wouldn't you? So then we've got artifacts. This is usually where the problem is. So here we go. Inspiring Statuary, non-artifact spells you cast have improvise. I love it because it's artifact affinity, but it's only relevant if you're not doubling down on your whole deck being artifacts. Very good card. Cold Steel Heart. It enters the battlefield tapped. As it enters, choose a color and then tap for the color. So, and it's a snow artifact. I mean, okay, makes sense. I mean, snow isn't too degenerate in the historic stage, at least. At least they're giving it a little tiny bit of sport. Then Blinkmoth Nexus. Okay, I mean, I guess if you're not going to do Infect, but then if you're not going to do Infect, why the hell is this in the set? But yeah, it's a land. It enters untapped. You can tap for colorless, so that's nice. And then you pay 1, and it becomes a 1/1 Blinkmoth artifact creature token with flying until the end of turn. It's still a land. And then if you pay 1 and tap it, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So, I mean, the tap it is kind of weird. It's probably already tapped. I think then you can't do that if it's attacking. You'd have to give it Vigilance. I guess you could block and then do it, but you'd have to waste 2 mana on it. I don't know. It's only a 2/2 then. I don't know. That's weird. I just know people play it at Infect. That doesn't look that good to me outside of it. I wouldn't put it past them to add Infect to Historic. Let's see. We got Hemza, Guardian of Erishin. 6 cost 5/5. That's a little steep for Historic, but hey. I mean, there are ramp decks. But it costs 1 less to cast for each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it. Okay, that's huge. You can get this down to basically 2. Creatures or creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it. Okay, that's just outright broken. I mean, you still can't really bring them out like turn 2. It's not a true 2 cost. But my God, you get this out and just start hitting the go button. Yeah, you're going to flood the board. So it's a pretty good strategy. And then we got Amit Eternal, big card from HOU. It's a 5/5 for 3 with a flick 3. But then whenever an opponent casts a spell, put a -1/-1 counter on it. And whenever it deals combat damage to a player, remove all the -1/-1 counters from it. So very interesting, like, gamble of a card. I thought this was just absolutely hilarious in draft. Plus, pretty good card, actually. Then we got Sawtooth Demolisher. Oh, I should hire him to do some landscaping. So it's a 6/6 for 6 with trample, mutate 4, and whenever this creature mutates, destroy target non-creature permanent. Its controller creates a 3/3 green beast creature token. I don't recognize that set symbol, and I don't think mutate was in the game before it was. So I don't know what the hell this thing is. Is that from like a commander deck? Where did they get this? I don't know. We don't need mutate in the game. We need less mutate. Less companion, less mutate. Hell, just less Ikoria. Next up, Harmless Offering. Okay, this is pure degeneracy. This is Glass Cannon Combo Raider. You try and give them something that'll end the game, and then you just sit there and end the game. It's quite boring, quite stupid. And we have like switcheroo effects, so we don't need this. I know this is very specifically just to give somebody some toxic crap that'll lose the game for them. Now, whether we have those cards still in Historic, I don't even remember. I think most of them are from Shadows, but probably. I don't know. So yeah, target opponent gains control of target permanent you control. Real simple. Then we got Collected Conjuring. Very interesting card here. It's a 4-cost sorcery. Exile the top 6 cards of your library. You may cast up to 2 sorcery spells with mana value 3 or less from among them without paying the mana costs, which, you know, is nice. I mean, free casting with a cap on it, and it's conditional. It's card type locked. And then the rest of the exiled cards that you do not cast this way, put them on the bottom of your library in a random order. So kind of neat. You might get a little something out of it. I don't like the unreliability of it, but it's kind of fun. Everybody likes to roll the dice once in a while. Why else would they have left Tybalt in the game? Let's see. Here we go. Oh, yeah. We only previewed 24 cards. Ha ha ha. We didn't want you to see this, get disgusted, and stop reading. So anyway, yeah, they're showing, I mean, go watch their Twitch thing. Don't, I don't know, whatever. Don't even buy this. Don't play Historic. But yeah, Death Shadow. I mean, it's not the pinnacle of degenerate glass cannon shit, but it's pretty damn close, honestly. So you drive your life total down on purpose. You swing at the opponent and try to kill them with just this. If they kill this, you basically lose the game. In Modern and other formats, there's ways to like resurrect this, I think. I think there's like a way to go seek it out from your deck too. So like, it's not like you're just trying to get a 4 of and it's like never going to happen and it's a gimmick. But yeah, people don't really like this deck. They don't like playing against it. So naturally they threw it into Historic. And they have, like, nothing to say about it other than, we saved the best for last. No, you didn't. Shut up. So, yeah, they give you a list again for some reason. They're up here. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, hover over it? So, yeah, I mean, I got to say, this is one of the more tame Historic anthologies. A lot of these cards just look fun. A lot of them are answers. So they actually got that right. Although I will say, all 3 of the Historic anthologies that came out, like, at least 10 or 15 of the cards, I was like, yes, that looks so fun. That is such a good answer. That is such a good, like, emergency control card. That is exactly what that deck needs to shut down another deck. That's a perfect sideboard card. Yes, so much yes. And then there was like 3 to 5 cards that are just like, they are out of their damn mind. Why did they do this? So with this one, I mean, nothing really wrong with these. Deck and Stone, that's fine. Think Twice, I'm not a fan if it goes in the wrong deck. Merit Lage, not a fan. Kind of like a game-winning, you know, thing, but I'm not sure how quickly you could accelerate that. Mill never should have happened. Sort of Body and Mind, I don't like the mill aspect. I don't like this rush blitz. You know, you gotta adapt to this super quick blitzy crap. I mean, that's nobody wants to format that fast, but whatever. Torment of Scarabs, I love. Nothing really problematic here. I mean, cycling, nobody really wants that archetype, so whatever. Efl Ball, nobody really wants to see that either. People are sick of that in every other format. I mean, the Affinity card's nothing really wrong with that. They didn't really get out of control with Snow. I mean, Amit Eternal is fun. Harmless Offering is just degenerate crap, potentially. Yeah, I mean, besides Death Shadow, nothing really stands out as like, this was a giant mistake. It's like some not so tasteful additions and then some really cool stuff. So definitely the best out of the 4 so far, I will admit it. But Historic is like so bad right now. I don't think this like fixes it. This might actually be nice enough with like Deck and Stone and stuff to repair it a little bit, but it's not going to get me interested in playing it. But boy, I am excited to throw some of these in Brawl. I mostly play Standard Brawl, but I'm not opposed to playing Historic Brawl. So let me know what you think. Does this tip the scales a little too far with one deck that's already popular? Because I don't know the Historic meta on Arena at all. I've seen other people play a couple matches on stream, like Cinder and stuff, and I'm just like, wow, I'm glad I don't do this. That looks terrible. I don't want to play against that degenerate, overpowered crap. So yeah, like I said, I mean, I could say all the good things about this Historic anthology, but I have nothing nice to say about the Historic format because they ruined it with the other anthologies. So what else is there to say? So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys next video.